Good morning, everyone. Please confirm if I'm audible. Good morning, everyone. Please confirm if I'm audible. A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS Academy YouTube channel, the Hindu analysis session. Yes, Shrey is also here. Okay, good to see you, Shrey. So, first of all, how was your session? How was your weekend, the holy weekend? कैसी रही होली आप सबकी? ओके चलो अभी 3 से 4 दिन आई विल बी टीचिंग यू, आई विल बी गिविंग यू द हिंदू एनालिसिस सेशन फॉर द टाइम बिंग, जब तक सर नहीं आते हैं. आई एम कोमल मैम, आई विल बी टीचिंग यू द हिंदू एनालिसिस. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्ट. ओके, स्टार्ट करते हैं. आज का न्यूज़पेपर देखते हैं सबसे पहले. ओके, आज का न्यूज़पेपर देखते हैं सबसे पहले. एक न्यूज़ तो द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ इज यूनाइटेड नेशंस कॉल्स फॉर सीज फायर इन गाजा ड्यूरिंग द मंथ ऑफ रमज़ान. सो ये न्यूज़ काफ़ी टाइम से चली आ रही है. आई होप सर ने ये न्यूज़ कवर की होगी. सिंस इट इज़ द मंथ ऑफ रमज़ान, द होली मंथ ऑफ मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी जो अभी चल रहा है, उसके लिए दे हैव कॉल्ड, द यूनाइटेड नेशंस हैव स्पेसिफिकली और एक्सप्लिसिटली कॉल्ड फॉर अ सीज फायर बिटवीन दैट गाजा स्ट्रिप जो इजराइल पैलेस्टाइन के साइड में चल रहे हैं, उधर सीज फायर के लिए बोला है ड्यूरिंग दिस मंथ, एटलीस्ट ड्यूरिंग दिस मंथ, सो दैट पीस कैन बी अटेन्ड. राइट, I hope this news has been covered by sir. Next, moving on, the next important news is European Union probe into tech giants for violation of new law may trigger hefty fines. First of all, we need to understand what the digital market is. First of all, we need to understand what digital market is. Since the first line of this news calls this, the European Union launches probes into whether Apple, Alphabet and Meta violated a new law, the Digital Markets Act, in what is the latest instance of government trying to exercise greater control over the functioning of big tech companies. Since the European Union is trying to examine whether the Digital Market Act, which was introduced earlier in March 2023, is that act being followed by every country, every company or the big giants as well? Since the Digital Market Act is in the news, let us discuss that. What is the Digital Market Act? What is the Digital Market Act? Since this is a regulation, for the digital market, as the name suggests that this is a regulation for a digital market. Since nowadays everything is on the digital market, for example Apple, for example Google, is all the companies are applying their advertisements on the digital market. Everything is turning into a digital economy right now. Therefore, we need to have some rules, some laws and some regulations to regulate them into a fair market, so that the digital market remains a fair market. Every company, every stakeholder has a similar say or does not face any exploitation. This is the aim of Digital Market Act. This act was made into consideration by the European Union. This came into force in November 2022, but it was applicable since 2nd of May 2023. So, what is the work of Digital Market Act? First of all, what does the work of Digital Market Act? Therefore, it regulates the gatekeeper, which are the large giant companies, or the digital platforms, For example, Google is a large giant digital platform. Everyone in the country, everyone in the whole world depends upon Google. Everything हमें समझ में नहीं आता, we Google it out. Everyone is using Google. Therefore, it is a large giant. It is a large giant company in the form of digital platform. The Digital Market Act regulates all these large giant companies so that they don't take care, they don't take the advantage of their being into a large giant company. Therefore, the article focus here, the European Union is trying to examine so that they come into picture whether the giant companies Apple, Alphabet, Meta, they are following the laws of Digital Market Act or not. So this article talks about this. Let's move into the next article now. The next article is water crisis in Bengaluru linked to urbanization of Kodagu. Any doubt till here? Any doubt till here? Okay. So next is water crisis in Bengaluru linked to urbanization of Kodagu. Every year summer जिस तरह से ही start होती है, this news coming to being कि बेंगलुरु में water crisis चल रहा है, ठीक है? And so the news is here while summer is entering into the picture. Water crisis in Bengaluru linked to urbanization of Kodagu. Kodagu is a urban city. It is a urban city. Here the Kaveri river, Kaveri is the active river here which provides water to the city of Kodagu. Kodagu is the principal catchment area or the basin area of Kaveri river. Here, since Kaveri river is drying up, therefore a campaign known as Save Kodagu and Kaveri campaign. Save Kodagu and Kaveri campaign is going on. Since Kaveri river is drying up and hence the water supply to the city Kodagu in Bengaluru is threatening. Therefore, this article, and I will link this article to another article in coming in the next pages. I will discuss it there. But since the summers are here, therefore the concern is rising right now that water crisis is there in Bengaluru and some other southern states in India, that these southern states are facing the water crisis. Water stressed cities they are called as. Therefore, and apart from this Kodagu, the Kaveri river is lifeline of one is Kodagu and the other one is Mysore, and the other is Mandya cities here in the Karnatakas, the South Karnataka, which is dependent on Kaveri river, right? Therefore, and another one which is in the news right now, that some of the large dams in South India, some of the large dams in South India, जिनकी जितनी भी इनकी capacity है, जितनी भी इनकी capacity है, they are having less water, they are having the less water than the full capacity of the dams in South India. Therefore, this also highlights the threatening water crisis in India and southern India specifically. यहाँ तक कुछ doubt है? If you have any doubt, you can participate here. Okay, let's move on to the next article here. Okay, the next article which is not पूरा cover करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है हमें, but हाँ, this word padayappa, this can be asked in the exam by the terminology questions. This can be asked in the exam by the terminology question. This is a name of a elephant. Since these kind of news remain in the these kind of topics remain in the news, and hence there is a question in prelims. In for example, in 2022 there was a question in prelims on the topic of elephant only, that in which state large number of elephants or the most number of elephants we get, that is in Karnataka, and their incubation period, etc. There was that was asked in the exam. Now the question can be asked that this term padayappa is related with, it is the name of an elephant. This is a name of the elephant. Okay, next, moving on to the next news. Many of the news were in political nature. आज के पेपर में काफ़ी भरा हुआ पेपर था. Okay, this was also a news which always in disputed with China and India, that Arunachal Pradesh has always been part of China, since China claims part of Arunachal Pradesh as their territory, whereas India also claims Arunachal Pradesh as its territory. Therefore, this is a dispute which is going on years. We don't need to read this news as per, but we need to go back to the static portion for this, that we must be knowing the map portion of this. Okay, Vaibhav is writing, Padayappa, also known as Munnar Padayappa, is a wild elephant in Munnar in the Indian state of Kerala, known for its frequent appearances in residential areas. Therefore, it can be asked in the exam, and hence I have make you stop there and read the news. I hope this is clear till now. Okay. Now, the important news here which is coming for the next coming days, ये न्यूज़ नेक्स्ट कमिंग डेज में और ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट होने वाली है. जयशंकर which is our Minister of External Affairs, Jaishankar discusses bilateral ties with Singapore PM and the senior ministers. That means he is on his visit to the Singapore. He is on his visit to Singapore and he is trying to the exchanges in terms of various the upcoming topics such as Indo-Pacific and West Asia and many other topics, for example energy, tourism, etc. But this will be coming in the next coming days of the newspapers. This is just a news that we must be knowing that our external affairs minister is have gone there in Singapore for the bilateral ties, right? Okay. The next news, yes, this is the news we must be focusing on right now, that why does the weakness of low durability dog newer vaccines? Okay, ठीक है. This article focuses on vaccine. This article talks about the application of vaccine and different types of vaccines which are in the market, and the most important part is it focuses on the durability of the effectiveness of the vaccine, कि कोई वैक्सीन कितने टाइम तक इफेक्टिव रहती है और कितनी ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव रहती है. फॉर एग्जांपल कुछ वायरस होते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल इन्फ्लुएंजा हो गया या फिर कोल्ड हो गया. दिस कम्स इनटू आवर बॉडी एंड दे आर वेरी इमीडिएट, जो इफेक्ट कर देते हैं, बॉडी इफेक्ट हो जाती है एंड बॉडी डज नॉट गेट द टाइम टू हैव द वैक्सीन कि वो अपना काम कर पाएँ और वो अपनी एंटीबॉडीज निकाल पाएँ. देयरफॉर this article talks about the durability of the vaccines. Let us discuss this in detail. First of all, let us discuss the mechanism of the vaccines. The mechanism of the vaccine, कि वैक्सीन काम कैसे करती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वैक्सीन का काम होता क्या है, जैसे ही वैक्सीन इंजेक्ट होती है हमारे बॉडी में, जैसे ही वैक्सीन इंजेक्ट होती है हमारी बॉडी में, द बॉडी क्रिएट द मेमोरी सेल, द बॉडी create the memory cells in our body and hence they will provide the immunity. They will provide the immunity at the time when any foreign element comes into our body or enter into our body. This is the mechanism how vaccine work as a protector or providing immunity to a human body. For example, measles and rubella vaccine, it provides the maximum protection through the medium of vaccine. This provides the maximum protection through the medium of vaccine. But as against to this, the vaccine of influenza is not very effective. It is not very effective. Therefore, the durability of the vaccine or effectability of vaccine, that depends on various factors. Yes, 2022 में प्रीलिम्स के रिगार्डिंग, प्रीलिम्स में दैट कोविड वैक्सीन के रिगार्डिंग एक क्वेश्चन था. वेरी करेक्ट, ठीक है. Therefore, durability of any vaccine that depends on various factors. For example, the characteristic or the feature of target pathogen. Characteristic of target pathogen, उसका characteristics क्या है? If they are attacking immediately, therefore the effectiveness or the durability of the vaccine of that concerned disease will be less, right? Therefore, it depends upon the characteristic of target pathogen. The next is genetic stability of virus. Genetic stability of virus. that is used in the vaccine, that is used in the vaccine, अगर वो वैक्सीन में जो वायरस यूज किया है उसकी जेनेटिक स्टेबिलिटी ज़्यादा है, therefore that vaccine will be highly effective and the durability of that vaccine will be large, right? This is all about vaccine, but what is the solution part here? If we talk about the solution, अगर मेंस में इस तरह से कुछ क्वेश्चन आ जाएगा, विल एंड अप विद सम ऑफ द स्पेसिफिक सॉल्यूशन. एनी ऑफ यू कैन, कोई बता सकता है इसके बारे में सॉल्यूशन क्या हो सकता है, सो दैट द इफेक्टिबिलिटी एंड द ड्यूरेबिलिटी ऑफ द वैक्सीन्स बढ़ा सकते हैं हम. आंचल, अविनाश, श्रेय, दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन टू यू ऑल कि किस तरह से हाउ कैन वी इंक्रीज द ड्यूरेबिलिटी ऑफ द वैक्सीन एंड द इफेक्टिबिलिटी ऑफ द वैक्सीन. चलो ठीक है. विथ मैनी R&D which is going on, many R&D which is going on, we have technologies in hand. For example, nanotech or biotech, जो research is still going on. Through this, we can increase the durability of the vaccines. Okay, let's move on to the next article of the day. Let's move on to the next article of the day. Wait a minute. Okay. Just look at this article. Yeah, sordid scheme that focuses on the electoral reform, that focuses on electoral bond which are newly issued in the market to bring the transparency in the democracy process, to bring the transparency in democratic process. Right, what is electoral bond? First of all, what are electoral bond? What are electoral bond? If any one of you can answer it. What are electoral bonds? Electoral bonds are the medium through which we as an individual or we as a corporate or other institutions that can provide funds to the political party, to the political parties. Providing funds to the political parties. Who can provide funds to the political party? Individuals, corporates, etc. But when we talk about electoral bonds, specifically we talk about the individual and the corporates that provide funds to the political party via electoral bonds, Now, since we all know that SBI, State Bank of India, they have asked extension from Supreme Court कि प्लीज हमें कुछ टाइम दीजिए. By 30th of June 2024 we will be providing all the information, but the point is that date is after the elections, but then there is no point of disclosing that information. Here Supreme Court ने क्या बोला, that Supreme Court mandated SBI to disclose the information regarding electoral bonds, the sources of electoral bonds funding, the sources of electoral bond funding and to which party it has gone. Therefore, Supreme Court has mandated the mandated for our SBI that they have to disclose the sources जहाँ से funding आई है और जहाँ पे funding जाने वाली है. That is electoral bond का whole theme. Now, with the article here in the news is focusing on that it gives a relation here. It gives a relation after the disclosure of the information कि कहाँ से source of funding आ रही है to the electoral via electoral bond to the political parties. Some of the corporates are giving the funding in a huge number, but in return of that, the companies which are giving the huge funding to the political party, in return of that, they are being received. What they are receiving in exchange? The contracts for the big infrastructure projects. That is, the government is doing a bilateral exchange here with the political parties and here with the infrastructure projects for the big corporates, so that they give big funding to the political parties. Therefore, this relation has been observed via the data which has given by the SBI on the orders of Supreme Court. This article tells about this. Moving on to the next article here. Okay, let me look at the comments first. Bioengineering techniques are evolving. Yes, Vaibhav, you are very correct. Okay, chalo. Let's move on to the next article of the day is focuses on China, a want to be superpower. Focuses on China, a want to be, wanna be superpower. China हमेशा से since past times, let us discuss this way. China is in a leading race to become a global power. China is in a leading race to become a global power. Therefore, China is using its soft power, or we can say that the soft hegemony, so that it attains the global power, and which aims to challenge the power of America, or the power of West, or the power of West. This is the whole idea of China. And when we talk about Southeast Asia, it is in leading race with India. There is a competition between India and China, that China is a leading power in Southeast Asia, or is it India? And therefore, China is focusing on various projects such as BRI, that is Belt and Road Initiative. Therefore, China is focusing on various projects known as Belt and Road Initiative, which is a economic project, which is an economic project in which China is making the infrastructure surrounding India, For example, in Sri Lanka, it is investing in some of the infrastructure such as Hambantota port. In Hambantota port, China is investing. Therefore, to counter China, India is also trying to invest in its neighboring countries. For example, बांग्लादेश में कुछ प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया है इंडिया ने. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, वैभव? What is the name of the project, Vaibhav? And similarly, China has started that CPEC project, that is China-Pakistan economic corridor, so that it turns out as an anti-India, sorry, it turns out as an anti-India project, and which is the theme of the China, which is currently going on. Yes, which is currently going on. Therefore, this is the whole theme, that China, in order to counter the the American power or the power of the West, it is following a policy known as policy of mediation, and becoming a mediator. China is becoming a mediator in the international affairs. It is becoming a mediator in the international affairs, so that it channelizes or challenges the power of the West as historically, which is going on. And in Southeast Asia, it is focusing on the anti-India, projects, so that it counters the power of India as a global leader, or targets the soft power of India. यहाँ तक कुछ डाउट है किसी को? Yes, Aanchal, electoral bonds over mode of funding for political parties. Vaibhav, you have not written the name of the project in the Bangladesh. It is Kaladan multimodal project, right? Yes, Farakesh. ठीक है, let's move on to the next page. A very important news in today's newspaper, that means in your prelims 2024, definitely a question on this water levels will be coming in. A question on water level, definitely they'll be coming in, and there is 3 news regarding this water stress level in today's newspaper only. That one is Bengaluru, the other one is also related with Bengaluru, and the third one here is water level less than 25% in many major dams in the south. ये जिसको मैंने पहले ही एड्रेस किया है with the Bengaluru news, that is water level less than 25% in many major dams in the south. अब इस पिक्चर को देखिए, sorry, this in Andhra and Telangana, Srisailam is having 15% of its capacity as its water. 15% of the capacity, the full capacity का सिर्फ 15% ही है जो जहाँ पे जो जितना पानी श्रीसैलम डैम में है. Similarly, नागार्जुन सागर it is 4%, श्री राम सागर it is 23%. This is very less and very threatening to the existence of the cities as well. These are the largest dams in South India, and if they don't have the water, then who will that? ठीक है, very good Vaibhav, you have written it down right now. Similarly, in Karnataka, there are some of the dams having 22%, 36%, 5%, 22% and 25% respectively. Therefore, on an average, it is around 23% in totality of its total capacity of the water capacity of the dams in South India. Therefore, it focuses on the threatening conditions of the water level in future India, right? So the next article of the day is there is one more article to discuss. Okay. Okay, this is the last news of the day. That is, US and UK announce sanctions. US and UK announce sanctions over China-linked hacks on lawmakers. On lawmakers. Kaladan project is a strategic response to the growing footprint of China's infrastructure project like the China-Myanmar Economic Corridor. Very good. A nuclear power plant in Bangladesh with Russia help. Yes, Saurav. ठीक है, चलो लास्ट न्यूज ऑफ द डे देख लेते हैं. One is saying that US and UK announce sanctions over China-linked hacks on the lawmakers. That means Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Chinese sovereign officials जो है, they are linked with some of the unethical hacking they're linked with, and therefore they are recognized as unethical, and therefore US and UK has announced the sanction over the Chinese. Yes, they have announced the sanction over Chinese things here. ठीक है, and therefore this also affects the global their race in the global leaders. Yes. Okay, that is it for the day. I hope you have enjoyed the session today. Shrey, Vaibhav, Saurav, Aanchal. ठीक है, विल मीट यू टुमारो. कल के लेक्चर में, कल हम सेशन 9 बजे ही लेंगे. थैंक यू आंचल, थैंक यू अर्शद. ठीक है, विल मीट यू टुमारो at 9 AM at the same channel here with the Hindu analysis. All the very best. Keep working hard and that will give you the results. All the very best. Aanchal, Rahul sir will take the session from Saturday onwards. Meanwhile, I'll be taking the sessions. Okay, everyone, all the very best.